And then she breaks up with me. She has gone, she has ghosted me, she has blocked me, and she has gone. I am madly in love with her. I can't live without her. Will she come back? Hello, namaskar and adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan, once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. So firstly, if any of you are my regular viewers, but if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe to my channel, because YouTube keeps bumping you my new videos also every now and then in your list. Those people who have not seen my channel yet, they are not my regular viewers, they don't get access to my channel because YouTube doesn't promote my channel further. Now, I don't believe in spending money and promoting my channel and then getting subscriptions through that. I believe in the organic way. I want people who are genuinely interested in my channel, they to be watching my channel, they to be watching my videos, because that is an authentic way and that is also the right way to go about, especially in a spiritual field that I do, which is astrology, trying to help people through a spiritual medium. I don't want to use any artificial means, inorganic means to be able to do that. So if you are a regular viewer and if you get any help, any knowledge from my channel, even entertainment for example, then allow others to be entertained or to be helped by virtue of you subscribing to my channel. Please like my video. Now, some of the times I feel that the comments that are put below any of my videos, they are disrespectful. Now, it's my ardent plea to you. You can make constructive criticism. You say, I don't agree with this. You can also put your points across that instead of this makes more sense to me. This is what I have heard. This is what I have read, or this is what I have seen on another channel. Fair enough. But if you are outright disrespectful, then it's a no-no. For example, if you say you need to learn a lot, what BS you're talking about, still that may be still okay with me, because I agree I have a lot more to learn. Maybe I know 5 to 10% of astrology, but the moment you say that Irfan, you need to learn, are you a guru already to tell Irfan that you already know a lot? Then please, my friend, you're not needed on my channel. You start your own channel because you know so much, right? So this is a tongue-in-cheek remark. So think about it. When you tell somebody you don't know, then you are already making a claim you know. Then what are you doing on my channel? You're already a guru. Now, the other thing is, if you're disrespectful to my channel, all I do is, or somebody, if they see I am not able to see all the comments, not able to read all the comments, there are about 500 to 750 comments on a day-to-day basis, and on the weekends, on Saturdays and Sundays or other holidays, they go about 1500 to 2000 comments. I just don't have the energy to read all of them, respond to all of them. Every now and then when I see something bumping up, which I have a few minutes of my time, if I'm going scrolling through my channel, scrolling through the comments, then I may respond to it, otherwise no. But so if a disrespectful comment comes to me, the viewer is, it becomes a hidden user from my channel, so what's the point? So now, on the topic for today, don't want to waste too much of your time. I'm sorry if I've taken time, because it was important. Now, on the topic for today, this has been asked to be by a few times by a few people, and this has also not only come as a request in the comments section, but it has also come to me as a request in some of my consultations, where people get in touch with me and a boy may ask, this is a girl I love from the bottom of my heart, she is gone now, will she come back? Or a woman may say that I am estranged from my husband and it's been a year or 2 years that I and my children are living alone, we are separated, divorce proceedings have been filed or not filed, whatever. Will my husband come back? Will he see reason? So, in short, will my ex come back? Now, sometimes what happens is we label our relationships. I've seen some people say, I was in this toxic relationship, such a narcissistic person this was. Now, I agree that some people can be narcissistic, some relationships can be toxic, But what also happens is sometimes we, by virtue of allowing that toxic behavior, also get into a situation we find ourselves in trouble. Now some of it can be attributed to astrological placements, okay, and we have talked a lot about it in a number of my videos, that will you get into a toxic relationship, will you make wrong choices about your relationship. I have a number of videos. I'll give you the links to those videos if you have not accessed them in my comment section below. However, I'm not talking about will you get into a toxic relationship or will your relationship get toxic. I've already done videos on that. Today I'm talking about will an ex come back to you. Toxic or not toxic is up to you. Now, how do you see a relationship firstly? Now, a relationship has to be defined by 3 or 4 things. Astrologically, as well as conventionally, as well as sensically, which means it should make sense. Firstly, a relationship cannot be that I met a girl, we exchanged numbers, we have been texting since 3 weeks, 4 weeks, month or 2 months, we hardly met each other, maybe once or twice, maybe we even kissed. And then she breaks up with me, she has gone, she has ghosted me, she has blocked me, and she has gone. I am madly in love with her, I can't live without her, will she come back? That I hardly call a relationship. You just met, you texted, so what? Where is the relationship, right? So I need to thank that lady who sent me this text, this t-shirt. I'm able to read, I'm able to wear this t-shirt again because you sent this t-shirt to me, ma'am. Thanks once again to you. I don't know why you are not responded to my email, or if my email is even going to you or not. If at all you are watching this video of mine, thanks to you once again. So what do you call a relationship? A relationship has to be where 2 or 3 things which are important to see a relationship. Firstly, there has to be an emotional attachment to the person. Second, there has to be an intimate relationship, not just an emotional attachment. You can be emotionally attached to somebody who has never reciprocated your love also. So there should be some emotional attachment, there should be some intimacy established between you two, which means in not so good terms, you must have slept with each other or had intercourse with each other or should have sexual relationship with each other. So the physical bond must also should have happened, plus your emotional attachment should have happened, and there should have been considerable time, at least a few months which have gone, so that this is not seen as a fling. Other thing is that you should have also socially acknowledged this relationship, which means your friends, close friends, or many of your friends, or the world must be knowing about this through Instagram or Facebook or whatever, or on WhatsApp status or whatever, and at least 1 or 2 close family members should know, which means this relationship has been socially acknowledged. A relationship which is being hidden can be seen as an affair, as a fling, cannot be seen as a relationship. So a fling cannot be said that an ex can come back. So fling and another fling and third fling, which fling has come back, I'm not going to talk about that. Maybe I'll make a video later. Here I'm talking about a proper relationship which has established, where you can truly call the person an ex, where emotions have been attached, physical intimacy has been attached, and it has been socially acknowledged. Whether it's marriage or not marriage is in another story. Only when these 3 has happened and some time has happened where you have dated or you have been with each other, then you can say this is a relationship, and this should be an exclusive relationship. I have to use this term exclusive relationship in today's time because of the hookup culture. I learned about some other term, hookup culture, also because a few clients who are from the Western world, but maybe I'll talk about that later. Exclusive relationship, which means you are only in relationship with that person, or not double dating, triple dating, 4 times dating, or 4 timing somebody. So that's not a relationship. Where emotion attachment should be there, physical intimacy should be there, and it should be an exclusive relationship, and some time should have been passed, and there should have been some social acknowledgement at least. That is called a relationship, and for that there is a chance that the person may also come back. Now, how do you know the person is coming back? Now, usually what happens from an astrological perspective, you have 9 planetary energies. Out of the 9 planetary energies, 4 of them are slow moving. For example, Jupiter takes 1 year to transit from one sign to the other. Rahu and Ketu take roughly 18 months each. Saturn takes 2.5 years to transit from one sign to the other. Now these 4 very slow moving planetary energies are balanced by another 4 fast moving energies, which is Sun roughly 30 days of transit, Venus, Mercury and Mars between 20 days to about 45 days, maybe a little longer also, to transit from one house to the other. And the fastest moving is Moon. It changes a sign every roughly 2.5 days. So Moon is then outlier, but there are astrological reasons also for that. We'll come to that later. I've already explained that in some other videos also. So the fast moving transitory planets are balanced by the slow moving. So what happens, the fast moving planets will activate results from time to time. The slow moving planets give you more stronger results. So Jupiter and Saturn are the biggest harbinger of giving you very concrete results, but those are activated by transits. And usually these are the faster moving transits which will activate things from time to time. So what happens is, if you want to know whether X will come back or not, you need to look at, of course, the Dasha and Antardasha is also important, but the transits are also important. Now the Dasha and Antardasha doesn't become so very important when it's a romantic relationship. It is not a committed relationship like marriage. I'll explain the reason. If it's a romantic relationship, what I have generally seen, both from my experience, astrological consultation also, is that between one transit, so usually what is the longest transit? 45 days to 50 days of faster moving planets. So in a romantic relationship, the longest duration of the fastest moving planet comes into the picture, which means roughly 45 days to 50 days, maybe push it to 2 months. What this means is, for a romantic relationship, where you are in a romantic relationship but you're not married yet, you're not in a committed relationship, but you're living together in a house. Living together in a house, committed relationship where many months have passed, so socially everybody knows, is almost as close as getting married to each other, without maybe the legal formalities or the religious formalities like taking the vows before the the priest, or the safiras in a Hindu marriage ceremony, or the nikah as it happens in Muslims, or maybe some other religious ceremonies of other religions. So a committed relationship, when you are living in with each other, it has been socially acknowledged, it is almost as good as being married to. Here I'm not talking about living together under a same house, then that becomes stronger. I'm talking about the romantic relationship where you may be seeing each other regularly, you may be in an exclusive relationship with each other, but you don't live under the same roof yet. You may be calling yourself as you're dating each other, and it's been some time has passed, and you have also been intimate, and socially also to some extent it has been recognized. I am talking about that as a romantic relationship, and not a committed relationship where you are living together, or marriage like relationship. So for these romantic relations, I have generally seen that the longest duration of the fastest transit is 45 days to 50 days. If an X has to come back to your life, it has to be within this duration. The moment 50 days have passed for the transit, or the relationship has broken up and 50 days have passed, after that every day becomes a challenge for you. Every day after that, the relationship may not be salvaged, the X may not come back. So if the X has to come back to you, it has to be within this 50-55 days, maximum push it to 2 months. After that it becomes difficult, more and more difficult for the X to come back. Now how do you know the X may come back? I'm not talking about marriage yet. I will talk about married relationship and whether that X can come back after some time. Let's stick to the romantic relation now. How do you know that it will be an X who will come back rather than a new romantic relationship not being triggered? Here Moon is very, very important. Why is Moon very important? Because Moon shows attachment, right? So unless you are attached to somebody, how can somebody be an X? There is some attachment. Now it's a different thing when you're missing somebody. You may even miss somebody not because you love them, because of habit. For example, if you are in a carpool, you're going with your friend every day to office because you live in the same vicinity, in the same area, and your office is like 30-40 kilometers, so you are living the neighbors, so you take the same carpool or go in each other's cars, and you have been doing this, say, for years. And one fine day your friend is not with you. So what happens that day? You feel little odd, because your friend is not there with you, your colleague is not there with you. You would have talked about certain things, joked about certain things, talked about families or whatever. So that day you miss your colleague while going and coming. Maybe you even text him in the day that, yeah, I missed you today when you were not together. In the evening also, it was such a dull trip back home. Secondly, for example, there are two families who live in the same neighborhood and regularly they go to picnics together. Now, and they have been doing it for years. Now, one time, one family for some reason is not able to go and the other family has to go alone. So that family will miss the other family through the day, through the picnic, and they may not enjoy the picnic so much, and they may even text or call and tell them when they come back, we really missed you folks, it was not as much as fun. So it's a different thing to miss somebody. It's a different thing to really pine for somebody, pining somebody from the bottom of the heart, where the strong emotional attachment is there. Emotionally you're feeling the tug at your heartstring. That is a romantic relationship. For that to come back, moon has to play a strong part, which means now moon's transit is very fast. 2.5 days it is moving houses. So here it is not the transiting moon, but it is the natal moon which is important, which means any of the faster moving transitory planets, and without including the moon, the other four, Sun, Mars, Mercury or Venus, if they are transiting over your natal moon position, if your moon is in the 7th house, or any of these are transiting over your moon, while the other three Kama Bhavas are also getting activated, which means either the 3rd house is getting activated through another transit going over it, 7th house is getting activated because of benefic going over it, or the 11th house getting activated because of a benefic going over it. And the 5th house, because you got in touch with this person through a romantic relationship. Here we are talking about a romantic relationship. So the 5th house lords, either Dasha or Antardasha should be on, or there should be another benefic which is transiting over your 5th house, or the 5th house lord's transit should be going over any of these Kama Bhavas, 3rd, 7th or 11th. Then there is some chance within the first 60 days that the X may come back. Let me repeat what I am saying. The 5th house lord should be transiting, its Dasha or Antardasha should be on, or the 5th house lord should be transiting either over your 3rd house, 7th house or 11th house, 3 Kama Bhavas, or any of these 4 planets, Sun, Mars, Mercury and Venus, the fastest moving transitory planets. They should be transiting over either the 3rd house, 7th house or the 11th house, and one of these 4 should be transiting over your natal moon position in your horoscope, wherever moon is placed in your horoscope. And it should not have been over 60 days, then there is a high chance that the X may come back. But this also depends if in your X's horoscope also the same things are happening. If the same things or same planets are not getting activated, same transits are not getting activated, it's a one-way street, then the chances are reduced that the X may come back. If you want to really know whether an X may come back or not during a certain phase, say 1, 2, 3 weeks have passed, look into the horoscope of your X, look into your horoscope and see whether these transits are getting activated or not. If they are, there is a chance that the person may come back. But if the time more than 2 months have been passed, very less chance that the person may come back. My suggestion to you, if an X is coming back after 6-7 months, then what I have seen, and through my astrological consultation also, when such a person comes back, I always tell people be a little wary. So I usually don't do X is coming back consultation, but when somebody asks this question along with others and I answer, and if it's come true that the person has come back, but say after 3 months, 4 months, where I've said no, this is less chance, this person may come back during this transit after 4 months or 5 months, and that has happened. But I warn people that if so much time has passed, if you get the X back, this relationship will again break within 2-3 months to maximum 6 months, and this happens almost 90% of the time. If you have been in a romantic relationship, it has broken and the X has not come back between the first 30, 40, 50 days, 60 days, and it's been more time, and after 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, a year the X comes back, then there is a higher chance that the relationship will again break within a few months. 90% of the time it may break. If an X comes back within 60 days, does it make it more permanent? No, there is no guarantee, but at least there is a stronger promise that the person may stay longer or the relationship may go further, because you have not been able to keep away from each other even for 6-7 weeks, that is a stronger promise that the relationship is strong, because of which you guys got together. If too much time has passed, relationship have not been so strong. Now in a married life, usually what happens in a married life, if at all two people have to come back together when they have been married for some time and for some reason the relationship has broken, and now one of them is asking, can we get back? Usually I have seen in a married life, it is not so much about I love each other, we love each other, we need to get back. This is more for other reasons apart from love. Some of them could be social pressures. Family members either say, boss, it's been too long, come on, stop this stupidity, stop this nonsense. You love each other, we all miss you. When we have occasions, we miss that you are not together. Don't do this, get back together, enough is enough. So there is some social pressure going on. There may be children involved, there may be finances involved, there may be other issues related to work or related to coping challenges or related to codependency. All these may also involve, where also habit, where you just are missing each other because of habit, not being able to see each other. So usually married partners may also try and come back to give it a chance. Maybe through some consultation they have also seek from marriage counselors or somebody or relationship counselors, they may come back. But here within a married couple, it is not so much about the karma bhavas or the 5th house. Here it's more important that the 4th house, the 7th house, these two are very, very important, and then to a certain extent the 2nd house. But most important, the 4th house and the 7th house become very important. Why the 7th house? Because it's a married committed relationship, and 4th house is your domestic life. Usually if two people are apart, they are broken up, they are not living in the same home, which means the domestic life has fallen apart. The 7th house relationship may not have fallen apart yet. If only separation has been involved, the divorce has not taken place yet. So any transits of faster moving planets over 4th or the 7th house will activate the chance of these coming back. However, again, very, very important that either the dasha or the antardasha of the 7th house lord or the 4th house lord should be on. And here the D9 also plays an important role, where even in the D9 chart, either the dasha or antardasha of the 7th lord of the D9 should be on, or at least of the 4th house lord. So for a married relation to come back, both the D1 chart, 4th and 7th house and lords become very important, the transits over them, and the dasha or antardasha of either, or in the D9 chart, the 4th or the 7th house lord in the Navamsa chart, their transits and the dasha antardasha of those also become very important, because it is very difficult to break a married life apart, and it is so difficult also for them to come back together, because it's so difficult to break. It will not break unless it's a very, very serious reasons. And again, the other thing which I've seen, if a married life, unlike the romantic life where 60 days is the longest period for a faster moving planet duration, on the other hand, for a married life, if Saturn's transit, which is the longest transit, 2.5 years have passed, very rarely will the exes come back together. And if at all they come back together, again within few months to maximum a few years, the marriage may not survive. And sometimes usually this marriage is a compromise, where they may be living under the same roof, but it will not be coming together, which is unlike a romantic relationship. A romantic relationship will survive only if there is an attachment, some attachment, emotional attachment, romantic relation attachment also with each other. If there is no emotional attachment, romantic attachment in the romantic relationship, people will fall apart. They will not continue to stay. Whereas in a married life, that can happen. So in a married life, for an ex to come back, the 7th house becomes very, very important. 4th house becomes very important, as well as of your D9 chart. If it has to be some other person who is coming back, who is coming in your life, if you're married and your partner is separated, then it has to be the 2nd house and the 9th house which have to be activated. Why the 2nd house? Because the 2nd house is the 8th to the 7th house. The 8th to any house is the longevity or the death of that house. So if the relationship has to die, then the 7th lord, then the 7th house which conveys the relationship, that is seen as the death of that is seen in the 2nd house, and the second relationship which has to come about is seen through the 9th house. So if a second relationship has to come about, then the 2nd and the 9th house will be more activated, rather than the 4th and the 7th getting activated through both the D1 chart and the D9 chart for married life, married exes to come together. So once again friends, it's not easy to get into a relationship. Relationships are very, very important. Hold on to your relationship and don't look at those few chats here, few flings here, or dating one or two people at the same time to be seen as a relationship. That is not truly a relationship. I have told you at the start of the video what a relationship means. And if you get into a relationship, firstly, my suggestion to you is don't get involved only for emotional reasons. In today's time, also be a little practical, whether it makes sense. Don't rush into a relationship, into an abusive relationship. See if the person is mature enough. Hold on to the person and let go of negative baggage as soon as possible. Holding on to negative baggage is for years together. I know of people, even married women, who have been in a relationship, in a new relationship, married for 1 or 2 years, and they're still carrying the baggage of an ex, which is very, very hurtful, because then that interferes with your attachment to the current one. Don't do that. I've seen number of relationships go south because of not being able to let the negative baggage behind and allowing it to interfere in the current one or a blossoming current relationship as well. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me at the links given below. Till some other time with some other video, this is your friend astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.